Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. My name is Jared Lee, and I'm joined, as usual, by my lovely wife, Jamie Lee. So, Jamie, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Somehow, I'm not really sure if this is an age thing or not, but like summer's already almost over
Yes.
as school is apparently starting.
So
I don't know what to feel about this.
we were actually talking about this, I think it was earlier today or yesterday even. We used to go to school and it would be like after Labor Day when the school year started.
Yeah, I remember as I got older, it started creeping more into August, but it was like very late August by the time I was like in high school.
Yeah. And we would go until, I don't know, first or second week in June.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, well, we're going to start, the first part of August and the kids are going to get out at the end of May, which for Florida, I almost prefer like, okay, it's still so hot in August. And technically, fall doesn't start until September, 21st, 22nd, whatever it is. Wouldn't it make more sense to just delay that and then have the kids go into June when it's still not as hot as it's going to be later? I don't know. No one asked me. I
was going to say, I was not consulted on this.
No one said, hey, Jamie, what do you think? And I said, this is what I want.
I mean, I'll tell people what I think regardless. It doesn't mean they're going to listen, but yeah. And although I love fall, like I've always liked fall. So I'm very looking forward to like football and Halloween. See, I'm not the biggest on Halloween. I enjoy Halloween part of fall. I can't like certain aspects of Halloween I do like, but
it starts too early.
But the thing in Florida, it doesn't get cool really in the fall until much later into it. But I do love the fall. This is my favorite. I think it's become my favorite time of year.
Well, Halloween starts at Disney in August, which, the Halloween party starts on the 15th of August. That's the first one. The decorations are going to be up August 11th. I'm assuming it's going to be around there. And so it already feels like Halloween season. And I'm like, it is 95 degrees.
Yeah.
So it's really hard for me to get in the spirit. And I know every year we go to the Halloween party in August and it's so hot and it's crazy. It's just like I'm not really in the Halloween mood yet until September. Like really, it's like September is my threshold.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of people do it early and that's cool, but here it is. We're already starting to celebrate. Merchandise is in the Disney stores.
Yes, it is very true. But either way, I mean, I guess we're in the beginning stages of fall.
True.
For Florida or everywhere else. Costco already decided it's Halloween season. They decide to walk in and it's like it wasn't even August yet, and I started seeing Halloween stuff. I'm like, really? Already? But
they have this like big Nightmare Before Christmas display thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it.
I have seen it, yeah. They get you with those. Yeah. They entice you. But
it's here.
But yeah, on that front, we do have some Halloween food news we're going to talk about.
Lots.
We have the Beak and Barrel, more details about that, which is the lounge coming to Magic Kingdom that is opening up. And then we had the Disney earnings call that they had this morning. So we're going to go over what they said in that and what that looks like for maybe the rest of the year and the trends we see there. And then Jamie is going to give her review on her Hollywood Studios After Hours experience that she went to last week.
Yep.
And see if... Because you've been to... This is the first one you did outside of Magic Kingdom After Hours, right?
I've done Magic Kingdom 3 times, I want to say, throughout the years. And this is my first... Yeah, this is my first non-Magic Kingdom one.
Okay.
So
we will talk about all that. But before we get to the news, just to remind everybody, if you are watching us on YouTube, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. And if you're not watching us on YouTube and you didn't know we had video versions of the show and you'd like to see that, you can go over to CTM Podcast on YouTube, catch video versions of the show over there. Plus, we have show clips you can check out. And, of course, if you're listening on good old trusty audio podcast form, we are on all the major platforms there. Please ask if you do listen on there. Please subscribe and leave us a review if you're able to. It helps us continue to grow the show and do what we do. Continue to spread the word, if you will. We'd greatly appreciate it if you would do that for us. So, all right, well, let's get to our first news story, which is the Beak and Barrel, which is the new pirate lounge coming to Magic Kingdom. Opens August 29th, and reservations open up on August 14th.
Are you
Arg.
excited?
Are you excited?
Are you?
Am
Are
I
you
excited?
Yeah.
I'm curious about this. I think it's a really good idea.
Yeah.
I know there are some people that have some concerns about more alcohol coming into Magic Kingdom,
Yeah.
but I kind of think we're at this point. I guess you could just say, what's another place to serve it at this point?
Right.
It's not like it's the first one to do it by any means.
This gives me major Oga's Cantina vibes. They didn't say they're going to cap like how much time you can spend in here, but you have to keep the drinks like in the lounge. I'm assuming because it's the same rules as the other places have, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a look at the food and drink menu. It looks like there's going to be two non-alcoholic drinks that are. One's a treasure trove, and it's a cloaked in mystery, it says, according to Disney Parks blog. And then there's a cursed treasure, which, again, these are all very, very sweet drinks, but they have no alcohol in them.
Well, I can say the one that looks gross to me is,
What is that?
the Kraken's Catch.
Oh, this is one of the food items. Yeah.
It has like an octopus tentacle sticking out of it.
It's got a little salad. It's lime juice paired with, or lemon and lime juice paired with olives, bell peppers, avocado, and piquillo pepper almond foam. I will pass so much on this. I will never touch this.
Yeah, it also
That's
says
not my thing.
for the adventurous foodies.
That's not me.
I've
Not me.
considering as well, like at the price, it's probably going to be like $15, $20 for that. I was like, I'm good, and I like calamari. I've tried octopus in different forms outside of calamari, and I do not like it.
Well, for me, it's the other stuff.
It's also the stickers on the tentacles when you eat. Oh my god, I can't do it. Oh.
You're like, this was alive.
This was at the bottom of the sea terrorizing things.
There's also Salty Seas Margarita.
You were in the pirate theme.
That's what it's it's 3 R's.
The
in
margarita.
Okay.
Did they make you order it that way?
I don't know, probably. The Siren's Whisper, which is kind of up my alley. It's a rum-based drink with citrus and spice.
That sounds like something you
That
would
is
enjoy.
something I would get. As far as other food items go, there's corn griddle cakes, which look pretty good. Melted cheese, lime sour cream, chili peppers, and cotija cheese. That sounds pretty good. You
Sounds
can get it with
decent.
chicken.
Mm-hmm.
You've got more bourbon-based drinks. You've got another rum punch royale drink. Looks like you've got chips and dip kind of dishes, like basically like light bites. There's nothing that's going to be like meals here, but a lot of alcohol, and I'm sure they're going to be priced as such.
Probably. I am curious about the prices here. They do have a Plunderer's Punch.
Yeah.
It says, where's the rum gone into the Plunderer's Punch? It has a Kraken, black spice, rum, blackberry, vanilla, and a hint of citrus. Mm-hmm. That actually sounds pretty decent.
I would do that. Got some exclusive draft beers and some wines, and they also have merchandise. You can get a shoulder plush, a parrot shoulder plush, and there's a T-shirt.
There is that, yeah.
That's cool. But yeah, August 29th, so end of the month. That's Labor Day weekend, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And then, like Jared said, you can make reservations, I think a week from today. So I think next Thursday.
I also think I read where this will be available during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, this I saw it on Twitter X from Drew Smith. He said Walt Disney World confirms the Beacon Barrel will be open during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
Okay, there you go. There it is. For sure.
So.
Okay. I don't know if I'd spend my party time in here.
I would not. I've talked about this many times. I think when you're talking about the parties or after hour events.
There's so much to do.
I think you're already paying for, you already have a very limited amount of time to get things done, especially at the Halloween party and the Christmas parties. Like you can't do everything.
And this is open during regular park hours. So
right.
I would save that for a different day.
For me,
in the day.
I wouldn't spend the time to do food or a lounge during the party personally, but
the only reason I would do it maybe is if like that's your only Magic Kingdom thing on your trip. Maybe if you're just doing the party, just doing a Halloween party during the Christmas party, I would maybe try to do it like at 4:00 because that's like earliest you can get in with party ticket.
Yeah,
I may do it like at 4.
The only way I think maybe that situation, or if like it's raining during your party. that would be an option to do. But then, of
Maybe.
course, it's going to be if it's raining, there's going to be a ton of people trying to do that as well. But,
Right.
Just for me, that's when I would do it during a party, but not like if everything else was just even, personally speaking.
And they did say reservations are highly suggested. So this is going to be one of those things where it's going to be impossible. Like walk-ups are probably not going to be a thing for a long time. Kind of like Oga's was.
I do think this will be very popular. And I think very likely if this goes over very well, I think you're going to see a lot more of these themed lounges. And we've already seen like on the Disney Cruise Line, they got that Haunted Mansion kind of bar lounge they've done. So I definitely think they want to do more of these. And, I mean, I don't know if they'll do more in Magic Kingdom necessarily, but I think you could see more of these in other parks start popping up.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
All right, we look forward to that. The next story we have is Jock Lindsay's is getting a Halloween overlay this year.
Yay. So this Halloween Hangar bar runs August 19th through November 4th, which is a long time, and features special themed menu items and spooky decor. So there's not a lot of items, but this place doesn't really have a lot of like specialty food items and drinks. Like it's a limited menu. So we've got stuff like alien invader sliders, which looks like an alien. It looks like an alien.
It does look like an alien.
Crispy Nashville hot fried chicken served on a cheddar chive biscuit with sliced provolone, dill pickles, and queen olives. And the olives are on sticks, stick up out of the sandwich and look like eyes. That's
actually, the sandwich itself kind of sounds pretty good.
Actually, it sounds really good. I would do that. They've got cursed mummy sausages, mini smoked sausages wrapped in puff pastry, look like mummies, with a pomegranate mustard dipping sauce. And it's served in a tomb.
Do you get to keep the tomb it's served in?
I really hope so, but that looks...
I mean, that again,
pretty nice.
Jock Lindsay's actually has pretty good food.
I love Jock Lindsay's.
Like it's got it's a lot of times under the radar, but yeah, that looks, that sounds good. And I'm very curious if you get to keep I guess, is it a sarcophagus maybe?
Yeah.
It has an Egyptian mummy on the outside of it.
It does. Yeah. There's also phantom dumplings. Those chicken and pork dumplings wrapped in rice paper, served with teriyaki dipping sauce. They do look like ghosts.
They do look like ghosts.
And you can't eat the paper because it says rice paper. So it says there's 5 of them on the picture. Again, we don't have prices for this, but this is what is
I'm going to guess
served.
most of this is around like $14, $15 plus.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's about what it is. And zombie eye bites.
No, thank you.
Fried chicken bites topped with deviled egg filling and black olives. I would never eat this because I hate deviled eggs and I hate olives. So this is a hard pass for me.
I love deviled eggs. The presentation of it looking like eyeballs is kind of, I don't know about that. It might be good.
Well, the egg, what is that red stuff? It's supposed to be like blood, I guess.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's just some sort of like sauce. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be
creative.
Good. Like the chicken with the deviled eggs on it is interesting. The presentation looks a little, I don't know about that, but it might be good. It also gets served in a box as well.
Yes. And there's also Skull of the Dead, which is mojo pork with cheddar cheese wrapped in a flour tortilla and topped with pico de gallo. There's no picture of this, but that does sound really good. Non-alcoholic offerings. There's one. It's Snake Egg Surprise, which is simply lemonade, lime juice, desert pear syrup, and green apple boba pearls. That sounds good, actually. Cocktails wise, you got a cauldron cooler, which is gin based. A scarab beetle essence, which is rum based. That's probably up my alley. A spike trap, which is rum, vodka, cream of coconut, and Sprite, garnished with a ghost marshmallow. It's really cute.
That one actually seems like it's the drink wise, it's interesting.
I would love that. The spike trap. But yeah, that's all the offerings they've got. But I'm sure this place will be very busy because this is the first Halloween themed hangar bar they've done. They've done Christmas every year for a couple of years, but this is the first Halloween one. So this should be pretty cute.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I like Jock Lindsay's.
I love Jock
They have
Lindsay's.
that. I don't know if they have it again this year. That beer they had last year was really good.
Oh, what was it called?
It was like it had orange in it. I can't remember. I can't remember who made it, but it was really, really good. But they have a lot of good stuff there. So if you're at Disney Springs, not a bad place to go check out if you want to get some small bites and sit by the water and
It's a great place.
hang out in there. But In the next news story we have is the Disney World Resort Hotel and Disney Springs Halloween foodie guide has arrived, as if we need more food items.
Right. Well, this is foodie guide.
This show is all about food, apparently.
So I think it was last week, we talked about the Halloween foodie guide for Magic Kingdom and Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. This one is for the hotels in Disney Springs, which there are quite a few items, so we are not going to go through all of them. I will mention a few standouts that look good. So the cookie over at Gideon's is the Bride of Frankenstein cookie, which is I think it's pretty popular. And it's got, it's got the white chocolate vanilla sandwich cookie with sweet cream filling and M&M milk chocolate candies.
That does sound pretty good.
And they bring it back occasionally sometimes, but we've got Enzo's Hideaway has got some items. There are some specialty drinks all over, like a spicy blood orange margarita. It swirls in the water. There's a pumpkin Mickey cone. It has a giant Mickey pumpkin on it. And it's marshmallow, chocolate soft serve, pumpkin waffle cone, Halloween sprinkles, and white chocolate pieces. And this is new. So that's actually pretty cute.
That sounds really good.
Edison's got some. They're cute. Again, lots of drinks. Polite Pig has got a drink, a bourbon smash.
There is a Wetzel's Pretzels has an apple Cinnabits. It's a Cinnabits loaded with apple pie filling.
Ooh, that looks good.
That sounds really good.
Look really good. And then at the resort hotels, there are cupcakes. There are cookies. There is a Halloween mummy cupcake at Boardwalk.
The Polynesian has a vampire stitch cake.
So yeah, they had that last year, and it was pretty popular. So it was probably good.
Anything Stitch typically does very well.
They also have at Pineapple and they have the Mickey Pumpkin Soft Serve, which I heard it was good, but I've never had it. As long as it's got a lot of cinnamon base to it, like not pumpkin but pumpkin pie.
That's curious to me. That could be very good.
I could do that.
Yeah.
The the ghoulish beignets are back at Scat Cat's Club at French Quarter. Mm-hmm. Those were very popular. Treats like that. And they've also got some popcorn buckets and sippers that are coming soon. They've got a Pluto skeleton sipper. It's really cute. It is new. A Stitch mummy bucket, also new. And a Mickey Mouse ghost bucket, also new.
It's not really Mickey Mouse as much as it's the Mickey ears.
It is a ghost with Mickey ears holding a candy bag.
He's holding his candy. He's going trick-or-treating.
Yes. So, of course, these will be popular. The Pluto Skeleton Sipper will be available in the parks. The Stitch Mummy Bucket will be available in the parks. But the Mickey Mouse Ghost Bucket will be available at Disney Springs. Don't ask me why they did that. I have no idea. So lots to choose from those places. We still haven't got I don't even know if we will, but Epcot, Hollywood Studios, or Animal Kingdom foodie guide yet. I'm sure that's coming.
Probably.
Probably.
You could say it's a little overkill on the food that they announced, but they do have a lot
Halloween
of it.
is huge.
Oh, I know.
World,
I just like each park gets its own, and it's like 50 things in each park. Like, there's no, I mean, you could, but to try all of it, you would have to take out a rather large high interest loan, I'm going to guess.
Listen, I love fall Halloween flavored things because pumpkin's usually huge about it, and I love pumpkin spiced things.
Listen, I'm really looking
cinnamon. I love apple.
I'm looking forward to pumpkin spice or pumpkin cream cold brews coming back.
Oh yay!
That is one of my favorite things that ever happens. And yes, I'm very basic for that. So.
I want to say August 26th is when that's supposed to come back. Like all the pumpkin stuff comes back to Starbucks.
Probably.
I don't remember.
It's really the only thing I like from Starbucks because it's consistently very good.
Yeah, I hear you.
But okay. Well, that's the foodie guide. Mm-hmm. And the last news story we have is the Disney earnings call was today. Mm-hmm. And we're going to talk about what they revealed. This is for the Q3 of this year. Yeah, this one's for the third quarter, and the next one coming up is going to be for the whole fiscal year. So this one's just covering third quarter. Basically, this is like April, May, and June is essentially what this covers here.
Yeah, definitely. So basically the spring. It covers the spring.
Right. They said that the Walt Disney Company reported that they achieved a record revenue in the third quarter of the fiscal 2025, marking a standout performance for the company's experiences segment. They said that Disney's Experiences operating income grew 8% in quarter three, an increase from earlier full-year guidance of 7%. Johnson noted that Walt Disney World just had a record quarter three revenue number, and so the company is feeling great about that as it heads into the final quarter of the fiscal year. Said guest spending per caps, which means each guest coming in, increased, which makes sense given the price increases. Cruise line occupancy remains high. Fourth quarter bookings for Experiences segment are currently up about 6%. And they said Paris is performing well. Shanghai Disney continues to face pressures.
Mm-hmm. And that's really what we want to focus on, is really the experiences part,
right,
for this show.
Well, and they didn't. It was really interesting. So I listened to the earnings call, and they did not focus much on the parks. Like, they didn't give attendance number. Like, they really don't ever do that anyways. They kind of, for as much money as the Experiences segment brings in, it was kind of interesting of they really didn't spend much time on it. They were really focused more on that ESPN NFL deal that they struck, which I think is one. But basically, it seemed that the attendance was flat again, but revenue was up.
Well, and I think we discussed this earlier. Is that's like, yes, it's going to be up if your attendance is stagnant, if it's not like doesn't grow, but you keep increasing prices. Yeah, guest spending is going to be more.
Right. And I think the thing I've said, like, this is obviously Disney's plan.
Sure.
They've been doing this for years of basically charging more, trying to get more out of per guest that come through, not being as focused on the attendance numbers necessarily, but just the overall revenue. My question has been and continues to be, though, is this a strategy that works in the long term? Because I do think at some point you have a lot of risks in this scenario. Of just relying on, let's say you have a quarter where, your attendance can really get hit and then you don't have as much revenue, or just the fact that people aren't spending as much. That's where my questions lie with it. But clearly this is what Disney has wanted to do. And they saw another quarter, which it's not often that you see, like, one would assume revenue growth would be with attendance growth, but that kind of didn't happen here, which it's interesting because they've done this the past few quarters.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm not surprised that it's up during the spring.
No, they had a good, spring break, I think, is always very popular. What will be very interesting is what's going to be the fiscal financial report for this summer, because we've seen a lot of stuff talked about that the attendance this summer has not been great. It hasn't been, summer is not a time period where people are really traveling to theme parks as much, especially since COVID.
Right.
But even like Touring Plans was talking about summer attendance at Disney World. It's been the lowest since like 2022, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious as to what that will look like in the next earnings report for this summer.
Well, too, July, they ran a bunch of those deals for pass holders specifically, and Disney Plus subscribers. So there's a lot of people that maybe weren't going to go in July that were like, you know what, we'll take this deal. This is a really cheap deal to go to Disney World and everything. And even with that, just kind of looking at wait times occasionally through, like every couple days or whatever, I'll just be like, oh, it doesn't seem very as busy as it usually does. Like, obviously you can't measure everything in attendance by wait times, but it gives you a little gauge a little bit. And like, we're coming into the slowest time of the year. It used to be January a long time ago. It used to be January, February. And now it's like the last 2-ish weeks of August is like the slowest time of the year. And so we've got July being slow. August is notoriously slower as well. September isn't as slow as it used to be. It's still slowish, compared to other times of the year. So I think that quarter four, we'll see how it goes. I don't know what the attendance will do, but maybe guest spending will be up because of all the Halloween stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's, like I said, I got a lot of questions going into the next one and how that trend is looking. Because the next one, this one counted, if you're looking at, say, people looking at, Epic Universe affecting Disney or whatever, this one would have counted for the same thing with Comcast as essentially 1 month of Epic being open as part of these numbers. So the next one will be an entire, segment of with Epic open, what it looks like for them and all that stuff like that. So it's, like I said, numbers are up for them. They're going to like that. I do have some questions about, is this a legitimate, like, long-term strategy, like 5+ years, that you can continue down this path without having to make some changes? I guess we can put it that way. But
I do not know.
we will find out one way or the other, undoubtedly. But it's also hard in the earnings call because they don't actually break down, like, they'll just say experiences segment, which also includes cruise line, all the things. So they really don't break things down into very specific numbers.
Experiences includes parks, merchandise,
yes,
and cruise lines. So that's
they
all
did
together.
say that Lilo and Stitch was like now their number 2 selling like merchandise line.
Licensed products. I saw that.
Which is interesting because that means I'd like to know. I wonder if Star Wars is still number 1, but that means either Star Wars or Marvel has definitely fallen off that top tier.
Mickey Mouse is number 1.
So Star Wars and Marvel are both now below Lilo and Stitch.
Mm-hmm. At least it was for.
That's kind of wild. Mm-hmm. Not surprising because Lilo and Stitch stuff sells like crazy.
Yeah,
but very interesting. So, if you want to know more about that, I'll go into more specific numbers on the YouTube channel at Captain Magic, kind of breaking those down further for the other segments, including like Disney Plus and how that means for everything else. And then I'll also be on Orange Grove 55's live stream. By the time you guys hear this episode, you can go back and watch it, listen to it, but breaking down all the earnings report about all the other segments and what it looks like for the company going forward. But
okay.
Well, and the last story we have before we get to Jamie's review is there was a very unfortunate incident. Actually, it happened the same night as your Hollywood Studios After Hours event, which was Wednesday night. The ferryboat, the Joe Potter ferryboat that takes guests from the TTC to Magic Kingdom and back and forth at park close, coming into the TTC. Not really sure on the details as to what exactly happened, but the ferryboat, essentially, some descriptions are it crashed into the dock. I don't know at what rate of speed it was going, but people that were on the ferry said that it didn't slow down, and it hit the dock, and there were a lot of significant injuries. There was 16 people sent to the hospital, I believe. I think 4 or 5 of those are fairly serious injuries. And it was, they had multiple jurisdictions show up, which means there's a lot of 911 calls about this. And it was a very, that's a bad situation to have happen. If you've ever ridden that ferry boat, you're just in standing room only. There's very few places there to sit down.
Oh, yeah.
So if you do run into something, apparently it just looks like it just
like a domino
Yeah,
effect.
you just have dominoes. And there were some reports about, they did remove the trash cans from the ferry boats because apparently there were reports that there were at least one child was pinned underneath one when this happened.
Oh, my.
And there were some strollers that got tipped over. Some kids hit their heads. Like some of the ones, the eyewitness reports said the kids were cleared. But just a very bad situation. Like I said, 16 people at least sent to the hospital. Not sure the severity of the other injuries that happened. But yeah, kind of a scary situation. As many times as we've ridden that, I have to wonder, in my eyes, it either comes down to there was some mechanical issue with the boat itself, or it was just captain error.
User error, yeah.
And even if it was raining that night, but even if that's the case, if it was too stormy, they shouldn't have been running the boats.
I don't think Disney has said either way.
They haven't said a word.
No.
They haven't said a word to local media either, which I think in this case, this is Disney's lawyers in CYA mode of just not saying anything. And I would imagine there's probably going to be, I don't know what jurisdictions fall on that, Seven Seas Lagoon, but I would imagine there's going to be some sort of investigation going on. But the ferry boats are running still. Just a unfortunate, scary situation. It's the worst way to end your day. It was at the end of the day. It was like at 12:30 when this happened. So people were leaving Magic Kingdom to essentially either go to their hotels or go home for the day.
Well, this is this is what happens when you pack the ferries full of people like sardines and an accident happens. Like you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
stuff like that happens.
Well, and I just don't see any scenario where, I imagine there's going to be lawsuits come out of this.
Absolutely.
Because there's no way that Disney's not in some sort of fault for this. I suppose the best case scenario for Disney is that it was user error by the captain or whoever was piloting it. The worst case would be, let's say, this same ferry boat was involved in another accident a couple of years ago. Not as bad as this one, the Joe Potter, but it was. So this has happened before. And if there is some sort of mechanical issue that was known or wasn't fixed, I think that is the worst case scenario for Disney, because then that would even lead to, I'm sure, potential fines from, whatever governing bodies are out there and lawsuits and things like that. But
I assume it was a user error thing, because if they're using it still,
I would assume as well.
Then it was maybe something to do with.
Yeah. And it was, I mean, just some of the reports, some eyewitnesses said people were like literally flying when it hit,
Jeez.
which I completely believe, because if you're just standing there, you have nothing to stop your momentum. And if you hit something, that would be a very scary situation.
Yep.
And I've many times been on the ferry boats and just wondered, like, what would have, what would happen here if that,
Yep.
And you got to talk about there's, older people, and there's all sorts. I mean, there's tons of people in those things when they hit. So we'll see what it comes out of. Like I said, Disney's not saying anything right now, and all we really have accounts of this is firsthand people talking about what happened. And some people were saying how when it happened that the cast members they weren't clear. Like there was apparently no warning that they're about to hit it either. So it was all very abrupt.
Yeah.
But that did happen, unfortunately, and we'll see what comes of that. But the eyewitness reports that are kind of scary.
Yep.
Being on that. So hopefully everybody that was hurt makes a full recovery and everybody's okay. There's not much. That's kind of a bad way to end your night for sure at the theme park. But for now, that's going to be it though for the news. But before we move on to Jamie's Hollywood Studios After Hours review, I just want to mention, if you're looking for some great theme park apparel, and if you enjoy what we do around here, want to contribute to the show, getting a shirt or two is the best way to do that. And this is our apparel company. We print everything in-house. We don't use third-party printers. Jamie ships them out to you. So everything is handmade and touched by us before they're sent out to you. Very high quality, very comfortable shirts. I'm very picky about the shirts we use. So we've got comfort colors, poly cotton blends, hoodies, sweatshirts, whatever you want, we can print on a shirt for you. Got some new designs in the shop as well. So if you go to ctmapparelco.com and use the promo code, as much as I don't want to, we'll just say Halloween. Because it's already Halloween season.
Okay.
And you're going to have some Halloween designs up in the shop as well. That'll get you 20% off of any order in the shop. Plus, if you order $49 or more, you get free shipping on top of that as well. So again, go to ctmapparelco.com, use the promo code Halloween, and get yourself 20% off of your order. And get yourself some great shirts and help contribute to the show if that's something you would like to do. So,
okay.
All right, well, let's get to Jamie's Hollywood Studios After Hours review. So if you're unaware, Hollywood Studios After Hours is a separate ticketed event that takes place for 3 hours after the park closes. This one was from 9:30 p.m. till 12:30 a.m., and you can enter as early as 7 p.m. On the days like that. And the range is price-wise of $155 to $185, and there are 22 dates from January to September of this year. And during the after hours, most attractions are open. Not all, but
basically no shows.
No shows. So you got Rise of the Resistance, Smuggler's Run, Slinky Dog Dash, Toy Story Mania, Alien Swirling Saucers, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, Star Tours, Hollywood Tower of Terror, and Rock and Roller Coaster are open. And then as part of it as well, you get complimentary soda, bottled water, cold treats like ice cream,
popcorn.
Stuff like that. And they have 4 locations in Hollywood Studios where you can come up and you can get these as much as you want during the after hours events, which is nice. It's a nice perk that they have there. Then they also have some food options: Woody's Lunchbox, the Milk Stand, the KRNR, the Rock Station, open during the event to purchase items if you want to get extra food. They also have some outdoor bars that are open as well, and mobile ordering is also available. Then they also have some characters you can meet. You got Geppetto and Jiminy Cricket in front of the stage, the Chinese Theater, Thumper and Echo Lake, the White Rabbit and Friends of Mary Poppins on Grand Avenue, Bo Peep in Toy Story Land, Chip and Dale, Goofy or Donald, and Mickey or Minnie in Animation Courtyard. And then select merchandise locations are also available, and you can even build a lightsaber and a droid during the event as well if you would like.
Yes. And that's all this information that he just said is in a little pamphlet they give you as you walk in.
They do let you know about these things.
Let you know about everything you can do.
Yeah.
So
that is the event and how it's set up. And like we said before, we have done our Magic Kingdom After Hours. This is the first one that you've done that was not Magic Kingdom, which I have been very curious about. I've talked to some people about whether or not they think it's worth it. So we're going to dive into that. So
absolutely,
wherever you want to take this away, you just start.
All right, so we were staying at All Star Music, so we had already checked in and everything, and our plan was to just get there right at 7. I was just somebody that didn't have an annual pass, and she didn't have tickets like otherwise, so we can only get in as early as 7. So that's what we planned on doing. We got there pretty much right at 7. And you go all the way over to the right when you enter, and they're checking your magic band to make sure you have tickets, and then you get a wristband that says Disney's After Hours, and that's basically your entrance into everything during the After Hours event, and all the free stuff that you get with the popcorn and the drinks and stuff. So once in the park, you can just do whatever you want. I mean, whatever's open, you can do. We had planned on going to watch the Little Mermaid show. The last showing was at 7:20, and we got there pretty much like right after 7. It was like 7:05, 7:08. And by the time we got there, they had closed the line and said the last show was full for the day. So we didn't get to do that. That was okay. I've seen it a couple times. It's cute, but we moved on, and we're checking wait times because at this point, like I said, it's like 7:00. The park was closing at 9. And so there's just a few more hours left before people were kind of filtering out. But everything was like a 40 to 70 minute wait.
That's not too surprising.
Yeah. So even like Alien Swirling Saucers was like 35 minutes. And I was like, I don't want that. There weren't any more Frozen sing-along showings. Indiana Jones had stopped showing for the day as well. I believe the same thing for Beauty and the Beast. Everything was like done as far as that goes, like the live stuff. So we decided to do Star Tours because it was only a 5-minute wait. Everything else was 40 to 70. That one was 5 minutes.
I love the good old reliable Star Tours.
Yes, it was. And it was basically, it was like 5 minutes. It was like a walk on. So we did that. We get out and it's about 8:00 and we're looking at wait times. They're still pretty high. We're like, you know what? Let's go to Baseline. It's right there. So we went over to Baseline Tap House and had a delicious pretzel with beer cheese and mustard. And I got the strawberry hibiscus soda that I love. That's my 1-2 punch there.
It's a good, the pretzel there is like the best pretzel on property, I think.
So good. We shared it. It's huge. It was one of those things where just like, we didn't want to have like dinner because we were getting like free stuff later. But I was like, oh, I can get a pretzel. Like that'll hold me over. So that's what we did. And just FYI, and I think I've mentioned this on the show before, but the strawberry hibiscus soda that they have there, it's like $5.50, I think, used to give you free refills. They do not anymore.
They do not.
That is stopped. Huge bummer, but that's okay. So we did that and we kind of chilled there for a little bit. And then we decided to do some window shopping on Sunset Boulevard because again, everything at a high wait time. We're like, we don't want to spend our time waiting right now when later it's going to be like a lower wait time. You know what I mean? So we're just like, we're not going to do that. So we need to do a little window shopping and then we decided to go get a seat for Fantasmic. And we got a seat about 8:45 and we sat in the very, very back in the extra risers on the other side. So we were in the very, very back with not great views of the show, but we still did get a seat. So before we go any further, I just want to mention that this is probably not something that I would recommend doing during an after hours event. Because it did eat about an hour of our time. So I had already seen Fantasmic before, so it would have been easy to say that we're not going to do it. We're just going to focus on rides, but we decided to do it, and it's a great show. But it did eat into the time to do the attractions. So I probably wouldn't do this again. I would probably focus on the rides.
It's also such a hassle it's such a long walk back there. And it's a whole process to really see that show. It is.
And like I said, if you haven't seen it before and this is your only day at Hollywood Studios and you're dying to see it, yes, go see it. Do it. But for me, I probably wouldn't do that again. I would probably just do the rides and everything because during Fantasmic, the ride times were pretty low.
Yeah.
Because everybody was either at the show or they had left the park.
Right.
So we got out and walked on to Tower of Terror about 9:45. And the event officially started, so it was just after hours people. And then we got about 10:05, we got some waters, ice cream treats, and popcorn at our first stop. And like I said, you just walk up and they just hand it to you, or you just take it. Like you can take as much as you want. They just have they have tons. So we did that as we kind of walked to our next thing, and we decided to do Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. It's posted 10 minutes. This was a walk-on. So we did this and it was great. We got the front row, the first car, so we had a good view. So by the time we got out, it was around 10:30, and we looked at the wait times again, and it said that Rise of the Resistance was 30 minutes. And anytime Rise is 30 minutes or less, it's like, okay, go to Rise. You got to do it, because like during the day, I feel like it's never below 60. It's always hovering around
You'll
an
see
hour.
it more now than you used to. But yeah, I mean, typically it's still pretty high, pretty decent demand for that ride still.
For sure. And that's why we kind of jumped right in line when we saw that. So we're in line for about 5 minutes, and we checked the wait times again. Actually, the girl in front of us checked the wait times again, and she goes, oh my gosh, it's changed to 60. And so we're like, do we want to spend an hour of our time waiting for Rise of the Resistance and then have to do the ride? That's like another, 20 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, that's a lot of time to dedicate to just one ride for after hours. So we bailed. We got out of line. We were like, let's just do something else. So we took a bathroom break. And I say this because during the bathroom break, it started pouring.
Yeah.
It started raining very hard. So we're kind of like, well, we were in Toy Story Land at the time. And so we're like, let's just go do Toy Story Mania. It was posted 10 minutes. When we looked, by the time we got there, it had gone up to 25 because everybody was getting in line because it was raining. And so it was 25-minute wait. We waited about 20 of that probably. And we got out of the ride. Oh, I was best in the car, by the way. I got a good score.
What was your score?
I don't remember. I don't want to say because it's not great, but it was best in the car.
Well, be proud of your score.
It
What
was
was
like it was like 150.
Okay.
I mean, I've done worse. Okay.
That's not bad.
Just saying, I was proud of myself.
Good job.
So we got out of Toy Story Mania, and it's still pouring. Like, it's still coming down. So I was like, okay. I brought an umbrella. The person I was with did not. So we are under the umbrella. Both of us, half of us are getting soaked under the umbrella. So we're like, So we found one of those big green umbrellas in Toy Story Land and stood under that for like 20 minutes, trying to figure out, are we going to wait for this? Are we going to keep going? What do we want to do? We could have done Aliens, Flying Saucers, I guess, but neither one of us wanted to do that ride.
That's just one you do with your kids, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Slinky Dog was down, obviously. It did not come up the rest of the night. So that was not an option anymore. So we stood there for, like I said, for about 20 minutes, and then we decided, okay, we're just going to walk because we're not going to spend the whole time just standing here. So we went to another treat stop on the way out of Toy Story Land. It was like right by those bathrooms by Pixar Place.
Mm-hmm.
So we got more stuff there. And then we kind of looking at wait times. We're like, let's just go back to Tower of Terror. It's like our favorite ride. We love that ride. So let's just go back there. So by the time we walked back there, walking very slowly under the umbrella in the rain, it was right at midnight, and got back on the Tower of Terror. Our plan was to do it like twice in a row. It's like bing, bang, boom. There's nobody in line. It was going really fast. So we're on the ride. We go through the whole thing, the whole spiel, get up to the top, go through the little like do thing, sit you in. They rise us up to the 13th floor, and then we stop. And we stopped for 20 minutes and just sat at the very top of Tower of Terror with the lights on and the doors closed. So
That's fun.
that had never happened to me before. I had never gotten stuck at the top of Tower of Terror. It's not a great feeling. Now, I know Disney would never not have like safety in place. Like, we're not going to like plunge to the bottom. Like, that's not happening. And I know that. However, being on a ride where you do go up and down on an elevator like that and stopping at the top, it doesn't feel great. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it's kind of, it's a little unnerving. If you have a fear of heights and stuff, I don't recommend that. There was a couple of people in our ride vehicle that were a little nervous, but like not enough. No one was like panicking. No one was crying or anything. But it is kind of a very unnerving feeling. So
that makes sense.
And again, 20 minutes of just chilling up there. And so eventually they were doing the checks and stuff they had to do to turn it back on, and they slowly lowered us all the way from the 13th floor all the way down. So we got to see everything very slowly with the lights on, which was interesting. And got out. It was about 10:27 by the time we got out. And they said, anybody that's in this ride vehicle, if you want to ride again, we can get you on right now. And I was like, I'm good. I ended up calling Jared. I was like, I'm good. I don't need to ride anymore tonight. I'm good.
Did you say 10:27? You said 10:27.
I'm sorry, 12:27.
Okay,
I'm sorry. It was
sense.
like almost over. Like the event was almost
Gotcha.
over. So it was like, yeah. So the people that wanted to ride again did. I was like, I'm good. I'm gonna sit this out. But by the time we got out of the park, it was 12:40, 12:45. Rain had stopped by then. So
that's good.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So we're walking outside or walking out of the park and got back to the hotel. It was like 20 after, 110, 120, something like that. I mean, it was late. And I got to bed about 2.
Nice.
It was very late.
Yeah.
So that was basically our night in a nutshell.
Okay. Well, going into it, what are some things that you would have done differently?
Well, as I mentioned, I wouldn't have done Fantasmic. Obviously we can't change the weather. You cannot control the rain. But the fact that it did rain for over half of the event really, it didn't like keep us from riding anything except for Slinky Dog. Slinky Dog was the only one that went down because of the rain. So that's not enough of a reason to say like, oh, it ruined the party.
But that is a major attraction that is going to cause wait times to go up in other places too.
That is correct. I didn't enjoy getting like soaked from the rain. That's not pleasant, but it's whatever. And I really wish I would have met some of the characters. We didn't get to do that, and I really kind of wish we would have. Like White Rabbit, like I'd never see the White Rabbit out.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. And then Friends of Mary Poppins, we just saw Mary Poppins. I'm sure it was like there's others like the Penguin and Bert later, but like we just saw her. We did walk by Geppetto, but that's all the ones we saw as we were walking to and from places. So those are the things I probably would have done differently. The major one being not doing Fantasmic.
Okay.
So.
Well, given, I say, what'd you pay? $135 for this?
So yeah, the event was $165 for that night, but because I'm a AP, it was $135.
Okay. Do you think it is worth the price for the after hours at $135?
I guess maybe. So like the $135 price is kind of close. I looked for a ticket of like today when we're recording on Wednesday. A day ticket for today for Hollywood Studios is $159.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, $24 less than a regular day ticket. I only did 3.5 rides. Well, I guess almost 4, but 3.5 because it broke down. During that 3 hours. I guess you can count Star Tours, but it was included in the 2 extra hours or 2.5 extra hours. The rain, can't control the rain, didn't help the experience, but it wasn't something that was in Disney's control. Slinky, even before it went down, did not get below 50 minutes.
That's not too surprising.
Right. And then, it closed at 11 o'clock. So with all the free food and drinks and riding only 3.5 rides, not doing the characters, just looking at that as a whole, I would say for me, no, it's not worth it.
Although I could see, like you were saying, if you treated it as you did, I think if you didn't have an annual pass, first off, if you're just getting a regular ticket, you optimize your time well, and let's say it doesn't rain. I mean, you could potentially ride more things because you're not going to have to you wouldn't have to get Lightning Link on top of it either.
That's correct.
So you could technically get a lot more for your money. Plus, you get the free food included as well. So I could definitely see if you're not an annual pass holder, making this, if you did an after hours event as doing this instead of getting a day ticket, could make a lot of sense.
So I agree with that. I think if I wasn't an annual pass holder, I didn't go as frequently, and it wasn't a big deal to do this event, then okay, maybe, if it wasn't an annual pass holder. But for me personally, with all the stuff that happened during it and the decisions we made of how we toured the parks during the event, I would say I didn't think the price was worth it. I would have done a lot differently. But again, and it's also too like Jared said, January through September is when this occurs. Like a couple of days every month, like two times in January, 2 times in February, 2 times in March, and then the summer it's like more frequent. I think if you, especially in the summer, it's so hot during the middle of the day.
True.
It's like, okay, I really don't want to be in Hollywood Studios at 2 p.m. on, the end of July. Well, let's do an after hours, and then we can just, even though we might have to wait longer because there's no lightning lane, even if it's a little bit, we can still maybe enjoy it a little bit more. I would say, okay, maybe yes. Maybe then it's worth it.
Yeah, I definitely think it becomes way more worth it if you don't have an AP.
Right.
For sure.
Right. It's just that the circumstances with this particular event would make me think I probably won't do it again at Hollywood Studios.
Well, that brings me to another question. We kind of answered it.
Sorry.
Would you do it again, or because I think the ones, and I think we agree on this, the Magic Kingdom one to me makes the most sense to do because there's so many things you can do there. Your crowds are more spread out, and basically every time we've done an after hours at Magic Kingdom, everything, I think outside of Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, which maybe was like a 20 some odd minute wait, maybe 30 minutes from time to time, most everything is a complete walk on at Magic Kingdom.
I would definitely do Magic Kingdom again. That's not even a question.
But I guess the question is Hollywood Studios and Epcot and Animal Kingdom. I've always felt those may not be worth it, but again, depending on if you're an annual pass holder, but if you're just talking about a day ticket and replacing it, it could be worth it for that. It just kind of depends on your situation.
Yeah, Epcot, they have after hours going on. I don't think they're doing it for Animal Kingdom right now. They have in the past, but I don't think it's going on.
I don't think
right
they're
now.
doing it for Animal Kingdom right now. Yeah.
Animal Kingdom is hard because I want to say I did listen to someone do an after hours event there once, and there was five attractions.
There's just not much stuff there to do.
And they were all spread out.
Yeah.
So it's if you want to go to one, okay, let's trek over here and go here. But especially Pandora, Flight of Passage, they make you go through the whole pre-show stuff every time.
Right.
Which also takes more time. And so, I don't think I do it for Animal Kingdom. Epcot, the only thing I really would want to do at Epcot would be Cosmic Rewind. And maybe Test Track now, but everybody goes to Cosmic Rewind,
right?
That's what everybody does.
Yeah, and there's still not a ton of attractions that compared to Magic Kingdom,
right?
To really spread out the crowds a lot.
Yeah. So I think I would definitely do Magic Kingdom again, but I am not looking to do Epcot or Animal Kingdom or even Hollywood Studios again, just based on my experiences going to the parks as frequently as I do and having read everything as much as I have. So I don't think I would do it again. I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, if I can rope drop Hollywood Studios, you can get 2 rides in beginning of the day before the crowds start.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely
utilize Lightning Lane and have more time.
The same thing with Animal Kingdom too. You can use strategies to really get more out of that day. And yeah. No, I agree. I think the after hours make a ton of sense for Magic Kingdom. The other ones are, but I think the second one would be probably Hollywood Studios.
Yeah,
and then
you're right.
And then the other ones are just kind of 3 and 4.
I did enjoy walking on to Tower of Terror though. I liked that.
Yeah,
because that's my favorite ride. So I say I would never do Hollywood Studios and after hours. If they had an after hours where I could pay $70 and ride Tower of Terror 10 times in a row, I might do that.
I would not.
I love that ride.
Yeah.
But yeah, just based on the experience and me as a pass holder, I probably wouldn't do it again. But I understand why it's popular because it was sold out. I forgot to say that. It was sold out the night we went.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like I said, it makes a lot of sense if you use it as a day ticket, and it's cooler at night in the summertime,
yes.
so it can make a lot of sense for people, for sure.
Still humid. Still so humid.
True. You don't have the sun beating down on you at least, though.
Yes.
Did it cool down when it rained?
It did, but again, it was very sticky. Again, it wasn't terrible. Like, it wasn't terrible once the sun goes down and it rained, but it was just like we were already wet, so I don't think I really noticed if it was humid or not. It did get windier. I did know. I noted that it was very windy.
Well, that's nice.
So, it wasn't too bad.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, I think that is going to do it for the show. So be sure to check us out on social media. We're at Cap the Magic everywhere. You can find us, including YouTube, where I do daily videos over there on theme parks and pop culture. And I'll be covering more in depth about the Disney earnings call and kind of what that may mean going forward and what it looks like for the company and all that. And then we also have, of course, video versions of this show at CTM Podcast on YouTube as well. You can check out. Plus, we have some other shows on the network. We have the CTM Universal show where we talk about Universal Studios, and we'll have a new episode coming out next week on that. There's always some things going on with Universal. Some construction permits have been filed for different things with Epic and everything like that. So we'll talk about that on that show. That is on Mondays. You can catch that on this feed and its own feed as well. And then Jamie has Trip Tales, which is her trip report show. And when's the next one they're coming out?
Monday. I've already recorded it, and it's not edited yet, but I will get that done for Monday. And if you would like to be a guest on a future Trip Tales episode, you can go to ctmtriptales.com and fill out the form about your trip. And if I would like to have you on the show, I will contact you.
And of course, if you enjoy what we do around here, want to contribute to the show, be part of a cool group, you can look at joining Club 32. And that is our group where if you don't have quite the budget for Club 33, if you don't have an extra, $50,000 laying around per year, Club 32 is a bit cheaper option. And it's it helps us contribute to the show, keep the lights on, pay the internet bill, all that stuff like that. In return, you get some additional content, you get weekly live streams from us. You have the Clubhouse show. We have a private podcast feed that has all the content on there, plus music loops from the parks that you can always listen to and check out. We have a private Facebook group. There is meetups twice a year, which are coming up in September.
Yeah.
That we're next one coming up. So anyone that is welcome there to that's in Club 32 to come to those. Those are always a really good time. We also have the Facebook group's a great place to interact more with us. We can answer questions you have. People in the group can answer your questions, and it's a good resource to have for that front. Plus, you get 25% off of CTM apparel and 1901 Candle Company products year round as being a member of Club 32. And we have monthly or yearly options. If you do the yearly, you get a little bit cheaper rate, and you also get a free t-shirt. So you get something for free on that end if you do that. And yeah, if you'd like to join there, you can go to ctmvip.com and you can check out all the options there. And if you'd like to join, we'd love to have you and be part of the club. It's a good place to be. So, but either way, that is going to be it though for the show. So thank you everybody for listening and or watching, and thank you Jamie for joining us.
Thank you.
And as Jamie always likes to say,
we will see you in the parks.
Bye.